Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube and on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Today I've got Jordan and Kayla with me. How are you guys?
Good, thank you.
After an awesome week of perfect weather, it's a bit average out there today. We've got a bit of winter weather for a change, but how's the real estate market been in the sales side of it this week, Jordan?
Yeah, really good. We had plenty of inspections this week due to a couple of very popular properties that went up in Ranelagh. So inspection-wise, really high activity. Even open homes on the weekend with the new unit up on Main Street went pretty well. Obviously, the weather did help and it wasn't miserable or anything like that. So, pretty high activity this week, which is good.
Yeah, quite a few offers floating around and coming in on a
Yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of gone a little bit similar to what it was a couple of months back as far as once they've gone up, the demand is really high. Offers obviously flooding in as far as once the property's gone up, give it maybe a couple of days, they start to come in pretty regularly.
Yeah. Okay. How's things been in the property management side of this week?
Pretty much the same. We've had a lot of appraisals though, which is good, and we're about to pop up 2 more properties today.
Cool.
So
that's good.
Keep your eye out for that. But still high demand of people. But the activity for appraisals is starting to get a bit high now, which is good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Just reading a couple of released over the last few days. We've got regional Tassie market from CoreLogic showing it's up 20.8% for the 12 months now. So that's a pretty big jump. A lot of Australia's average is up, like most of Australia's in double digits, but the regional part of the Tassie is ahead of the urban part, which is pretty much as to be expected with the COVID happening and people going to regional areas and out of the cities. But that's a pretty big jump considering probably 12 months ago we had 3 or 4 years of growth already, and we've had another 20%, and it doesn't look like slowing down the way things are going at the moment. So we've got some new booklets coming out over the next week or so. If anyone wants to get their hands on them, we've got all the sales listed just the last 3 months in the Huon Valley, all agents, everything there, all details just documented. So they're going to be pretty insightful reading for a lot of people. Just sing out. Touch base with Jordan, one of the sales guys. If you want one of those dropped around to your place, we're going to start distributing them a bit, but that's going to give you quite a bit of insight into where things are at right now. We've always done a 6 or 12 month basis, but we're finding especially the 12-month list sort of version are almost not relevant at the moment because what we're selling for a year ago, and you look at 20%, that's 400 houses, sort of nearly a 500 house kind of thing. So it's not really worth comparing something with a year ago sale. So we really need to get quite granular with stuff that's happening now and comparing it like for like with things that are similar, even if they're not in the same sort of area sometimes, is how we're sort of getting that. We've spent a fair bit of time over the last week or so cross-analysing our figures and updating those. So all of our sales guys are really across where things are selling at per square metre, and finding that there's some, we can be pretty confident in those numbers at the moment with what we're going to get, even in this sort of volatile kind of space where people might sit back and go, wow, that's an amazing price, but it's actually pretty well in line with where they should be. A lot of the time it's just getting your head around that ever-changing land value component, which is sort of on the way up at the moment. So so anyway, keep an eye out for those. We've got a bit there, and a few more appraisals I think in the sales and property management at the moment. So hopefully that means there's a few more properties for all of you buyers that we're trying to help. We've got lots of you there, and a lot of them really struggling to find something. But as we've seen with one property with 10 offers this week, so that's similar with applications. I know still with lots. So hopefully a few more coming through, and we can help out a lot of those guys. And we'll talk to you next week with hopefully a few properties to talk about and a bit more action. So that's good. Cool. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week on the update.